Yo, what is up, YouTube? We are back with another video. If you guys are not in the free Discord, go join it. It is the first link down below. Today's video is going to be going over market maker time frame alignment. Now, we aren't going to go over every single one of these. You can take what I give you in these 4 examples. You see the tabs up at the top. These 4 examples, and then apply it to the monthly, daily, weekly, whatever you want to do. But we're just going to go over 4 examples because I don't want to go over every single one of these and do the exact same thing that I'm going to do in this video, just with the opposite PD array into the time frame. So if we're looking at PD arrays, right, a fair value gap, order block, an old high or low, we want to align it with the time frame correlated with that PD array, right? So if we tap into a monthly PD array, we're going to go down to the daily chart, right? So if we go down to the daily chart, we are going to watch for what? CISD, displacement, and then so on and so forth, and then take our entry, right? And then we go down weekly to the 4 hour, daily to the 1 hour, 4 hour to the 15 minute, 1 hour to the 5 minute, 15 minute to the 1 minute, and then 5 minute to the 30 second. Okay. Now, if you want to narrow down your entries, right? So just let me explain this real quick. If you want to narrow down your entries, let's say you're looking at a weekly chart, right? So you find a weekly PD array. You align that with 4 hour displacement, market structure, whatever you like, 4 hour, right? And then you want to narrow it down even more. So you go to the 4 hour PD array that has either had a CISD or displacement, and then you align it to the 15 minute and take your entry on the 15 minute. If you want to narrow it down even smaller, if you're day trading, you'd go to the 15 minute to the 1 minute. Now do you see how these time frame alignments start to align, right? Okay, so let's head right into the charts and take a look right here, right? This is going to be an example that I just explained on. Like if we're looking at a weekly chart, go to the 4 hour and then 15 and then 1 minute, right? Right here we have a 4 hour fair value gap, right? So we have a 4 hour fair value gap, and we have this low right here. Well, we basically have equal lows, so we'll just put it there, right? Equal lows, I'd go for the lower low, right? So what do we align that with? The 15 minute. Okay, so we are on the 15 minute chart now. We can see we have a high over here and we have a higher fair value gap over here. Okay, so what happens right here, right? 9 a.m. opens. What happens? We swing higher, right? We entered that fair value gap right here and got displacement off of it. But we're going to wait for 9 a.m. because market doesn't open until 9:30 if we're day trading, right? So 9 a.m. opens, it swings higher. Okay. So it swings higher, purges this high, and then 10 a.m. opens right here. 10 a.m. comes up, takes out this high, enters into this imbalance up here. So if we want to take our entry, if we're day trading, we're going to go down to the 1 minute, right? So we go down to the 1 minute, and what do we see, right? Right here is that 9 a.m. high. We have huge displacement. We're not taking an entry in here, right? Because we don't know if it's going to stop at this fair value gap, this one, we don't know where it's going to stop at, right? So we're going to wait to see the reaction. We come the entire way back up and purge this high. Okay, no CISD, nothing happens here. We come up again, take out this high. Then we have our CISD, right? Right here. CISD happens here. Let's get rid of that. We can put this here. X purges that high. Order block taps. What's it make this? Makes these candles into a breaker, right? So we have an order block breaker right here. No fair value gap gets tapped into. If that's what you want to take your entry on, wait to see the reaction out of here. Displace lower, fair value gap, right? Take the higher one, and then, whoa, what did I just do over here? And then we come up and we purge this swing high, okay? So we purge this swing high, and we have a CISD here. Okay, so we have a CISD, closure below, holds these order blocks, displaces again, fair value gap. And then we come the whole way down here, finally all the way over here at 230 to purge that low on the 4 hour chart, right? So you guys saw how I just narrowed all that down from this 4 hour fair value gap to the 15 minute chart, right? Swing high, we can usually I would see that we have this fair value gap and then watch for that one and not just the 4 hour. Comes up and taps into it. right? And then we have that big move lower on the 1 minute chart, but we don't know what fair value gap it's stopping at. So don't take an entry yet. Comes up again and takes out that swing high, 10 a.m., swings higher, displaces on the 1 minute, and then goes to that low, right? So there you go, right? So this one, what is this? Why do I have that low marked? Oh, I think it was, never mind, I don't care. Right, so 1 hour chart, we have a fair value gap. Okay, 9 a.m. opens up right here, 5 minute, right? So the 5 minute, 1 hour fair value gap taps into it here, right? 9:30, 10 a.m. swings higher. Well, I guess 10 a.m. wouldn't be until right here. But anyways, 9:30 swings us up and down. We come back up, purge a swing high. I wonder if we form an SMT there. Yes, okay, so we form an SMT here. So SMT at this high. Okay, so that, I don't know if I can go back. Oh, I can. Then what? You can go to the 30-second chart, right? CISD at this candle here. Fair value gap. Breaker, order block. We come up, tap into this order block actually. We come all the way back up here. If you don't want to take your entry at these fair value gaps or these up close candles, wait for displacement again. Imbalance holds this fair value gap. Order block. Why? Because we purge a swing high. And then we continue lower all the way back down to this low. And then I don't know if we actually, do we get down there? I wouldn't hold it that long anyways. But you could have went for this low over here, right? If you didn't want to take your entry on the 30-second, SMT, CISD, order block, 1 minute fair value gap, respects, and then we actually respect all these up close candles. Oh, nice. And then when we purge this swing high, right? So this up close candle purges this swing high. Once we close below here, it's going to dump, right? Why? Because we're not going to go back above this swing high. 602, risk off 20 points, dumps lower. Okay? Daily chart, right? So daily to the 1 hour to the 5 minute. Okay, so we have a daily fair value gap. We're actually just going to mark off this swing high here. Why? Because once this candle closes, we'd assume that we're going to take this candle's high and then we could rotate lower. So we go down to the 1 hour, right? 1 hour. This is that daily or previous day high, sorry. Okay, now I remember because I checked. We form an SMT at this high. So this turns that into an order block. Comes up, taps the, or forms the SMT, and then this candle closes back lower. We can use the wick since it didn't tap the body, but it's whatever. This candle comes up, taps the wick of that, right? So where do we go from here? 5 minute, right? So form that SMT. We can just get rid of that. Forms that SMT. Purges a 5 minute swing high. Inverses this fair value gap. Oops. Inverses that. And then we continue the sell-off. 5 minute fair value gap here. Right? It's a 5 minute market maker model here. Right? So we're going to respect 5 minute PD arrays. Okay? We probably formed an SMT right there. I'm not even going to check because I don't know what that chart's doing. But then I just cut it off at 1. Now, if you wanted to find an entry up here, I definitely can't go back on the 30-second. Right? So, SMT purges that 5 minute swing high. We have a small CISD, but I wouldn't trust it. We have a no wick candle right here. Comes up. Hits it. Displaces away. Fair value gap gets respected. Comes up. Purges this swing high. CISD right here. What happens? Taps. Goes lower. Fair value gap. Continues the sell-off lower. 5 minute fair value gap. And just continues all day. Right? So that was the 1 hour, or the daily to the 1 hour to the 5 minute, and then to the 1 minute. Right? So this is going to be the last example. The weekly chart. You can see this fair value gap right here. I'll just mark the bottom of it. 4 hour, right? 4 hour. We fill in this weekly imbalance. We purge these lows. What happens here? Order block, CISD, right? Order block, right? So then what do you go to? If you want to swing trade, you can take an entry on the 15 minute, right? So right here is the first time that we purge, or not purge, we come into that 4 hour order block, right? Right here. What happens? Obvious displacement, right? You can literally just take your entry here because we've reacted nicely off that 4 hour order block. Now, where would your PT be, right? It would be the weekly external, right? That high up there. Okay, so if we were to take an entry here, right, where would our risk be? Stop would be here. Price or PT would be up here, right? Now, if you want to narrow down an entry and you want to wait for an old low to be purged, right here, this gets purged, displacement, enter, right? And then just shut your screens off because you're swing trading. Now, if you want to narrow it down from the 15 to the 1 minute here, right? So we went from the weekly to the 4 hour order block, 4 hour to the 15 minute fair value gap, 1 minute. Can I go back that far? Yes. Okay, so what happens? Taps into that 15-minute fair value gap. We inverse all of these, right? Then we form an order block here. Order block gets tapped, purges this high right here, right? That's all we're going for on the 1 minute. So take your entry here, exit here, 2R, right? So that's all that you're doing, right? So I showed you how to go from the weekly to the 4 hour, 4 hour to the 15, 15 to the 1, right? That is how time frame alignment works. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna get out of here and I'll see you in another one. Peace.